Today we'll see scapula. This is right sided scapula, posterior, anterior, superior, inferior, medial, lateral aspects. Scapula is a thin bone placed on the posterolateral aspect of the thoracic cage. Scapula has two surfaces, three borders, three angles, and three processes. Surfaces are costal surface. This is also called as subscapular fossa. It is concave and directed medially and forwards. Dorsal surface gives attachment to the spine of the scapula, which divides this surface into smaller supraspinous fossa and a larger infraspinous fossa. There are three borders. Superior border, which is thin and shorter. Near the root of the coracoid process, it has a notch, and this notch is called suprascapular notch. This process is called coracoid process. Lateral border is thick. At the upper end, it has a tubercle called glenoid tubercle. Medial border is thin, extending from superior angle to inferior angle. Superior angle, inferior angle, medial border. There are three angles: superior angle, inferior angle, and a lateral angle. Superior angle is covered by a muscle trapezius. Inferior angle is covered by latissimus dorsi. Lateral angle is also called glenoid angle, and it is broad Beer's glenoid cavity, which is directed forwards and upwards. There are three processes: spine or the spinous process, which is a triangular plate of bone, and it has two surfaces, superior, inferior surface, and a prominent border, which has got two lips, upper lip and a lower lip. Near the medial aspect, crest of the spine has a tubercle called deltoid tubercle, which gives attachment to lower fibers of trapezius. That is the insertion of the trapezius, lower fibers. Now the next process is acromion process. Acromion process is an extension from the spine laterally. It has got two borders, medial and lateral border, superior surface and inferior surface. The third process here is coracoid process, directing forwards and slightly laterally. Side determination of the scapula. There are 3 points. The first one, lateral or the glenoid angle, that is large and bearing glenoid cavity. It is placed laterally. Dorsal surface is convex, and the spine divides this area into supraspinous and infraspinous fossa. Lateral border is thick, which is extending from glenoid cavity up to the inferior angle. So this is the anatomical position of the scapula. This is right scapula. The attachments on to the scapula. Muscles. The multipinnate subscapularis, which is arising from the medial 2/3 of subscapular fossa. This area is called subscapular fossa. This surface is called subscapular fossa because of the muscle which is arising from it, that is subscapularis. It's a multi-pinnate muscle. There are some impressions of the origin of subscapularis. Supraspinatus, which is arising from medial two-third of supraspinous fossa. Infraspinatus is arising from medial two-thirds of infraspinous fossa. Deltoid, which is arising from lower lip or lower border of the crest of the spine. It also extends up to the lateral border of acromion. So this is the area of the deltoid. Deltoid is originating from this. Supraspinatus is originating from here. Infraspinatus is originating from here. Trapezius is inserted to the upper border of the crest of the spine, this area, and also to the medial border of the acromion. This whole area is for the trapezius insertion. Serratus anterior is a muscle which is inserted along the medial border of the costal surface, this area. Long head of biceps brachii arising from supraglenoid tubercle. There are two tubercles related to glenoid cavity: superior glenoid tubercle, inferior glenoid tubercle. Inferior glenoid tubercle is more well marked. This area gives origin to the long head of biceps brachii. And the short head of biceps brachii is originating from lateral part of tip of coracoid process. This area. This is the tip of coracoid process, and from here short head arises. Long head is arising from supraglenoid tubercle. So both are origins of biceps brachii. Coracobrachialis is originating from medial part of tip of coracoid process. So there is another muscle which is originating from the coracoid process, that is coracobrachialis, originating from medial part of tip of the coracoid process, this area. Pectoralis minor is inserted into the medial border and the superior surface of coracoid process, superior surface and the medial border of coracoid process. So there are three muscles which are related or attached to the coracoid process. They are the short head of biceps brachii, which is originating from the lateral part of tip of coracoid process, and the coracobrachialis, which is originating from medial part of tip of coracoid process, and pectoralis minor is originating from, pectoralis minor is inserted to medial border and the superior surface of coracoid process. So two origins and one insertion. Now the long head of triceps brachii, which is arising from infraglenoid tubercle. Posteriorly, there are two muscles, teres minor, teres major. Teres minor is arising from upper two-thirds of the dorsal surface of the lateral border, this area. Teres major, which is originating below the teres minor along the dorsal aspect of the lateral border. Minor and major originating. Levator scapulae is inserted along the dorsal aspect of the medial border from the superior angle up to the root of the spine. This is the spine. This point is called root of the spine or the apex of the spine. Rhomboides minor is inserted to the medial border opposite to root of the spine. Rhomboides major is a muscle which is below rhomboides minor, inserted to the medial border on the dorsal aspect between the root of the spine up to the inferior angle. So in this area, levator scapulae onto the dorsal aspect of the medial border, rhomboides minor onto the dorsal aspect root of the spine, rhomboides major onto the dorsal aspect medial border from the root up to the inferior angle. Whereas here, this area, origin of long head of triceps brachii, teres minor onto the lateral border, dorsal surface, upper 2/3, lower 1/3, dorsal aspect of the lateral border, that is teres major. Now another small muscle which is called inferior belly of omohyoid, which is originating from upper border near the suprascapular notch. So this point is the origin of the omohyoid inferior belly. There are ligaments which are related to the scapula. Margin of glenoid cavity give rise to the glenoid labrum. Glenoid labrum is related to the shoulder joint. This is the area where the shoulder joint is going to get formed, the articulation between the scapula and the humerus. The margin of the facet on the medial aspect of acromion give attachment to capsule of acromioclavicular joint. Clavicle attaches to the acromion and forms acromioclavicular joint. So this point. So margins around it is the area where it gives attachment to the capsule for acromioclavicular joint. Coracoacromial ligament is a ligament which is connecting coracoid process and the acromion. These two, coracoid process and the acromion, which is attached to the coracoid process onto the lateral border of the coracoid process, and to the acromion it is attached to the tip of the acromion. So this is how it looks. This is coracoacromial ligament. Now coracohumeral ligament is attached to the root of coracoid process. The other end is attached to the humerus. Coracoclavicular ligament, which is connecting coracoid process and the clavicle. I said this is the clavicle. Clavicle comes like this. So the ligament connecting coracoid process and the clavicle, which has got two parts: trapezoid part, which is arising from the superior aspect of the coracoid process, and conoid part near the root. So trapezoid part and conoid part of coracoclavicular ligament, it is connecting coracoid process to the clavicle. Suprascapular ligament, which is bridging across the suprascapular notch. This is the ligament here, suprascapular ligament, which is going to bridge this suprascapular notch and going to convert this notch into a foramen, which transmits suprascapular nerve. So through this gap, suprascapular nerve comes in from anterior aspect, this. Whereas suprascapular vessels lie above the ligament. Spinoglenoid ligament, which is bridging spinoglenoid notch. Spinoglenoid notch connects suprascapular fossa to infrascapular fossa. So in this, there is a ligament, that is spinoglenoid ligament. Ossification of the scapula. Scapula ossifies from one primary center and 7 secondary centers. Primary center appears near the glenoid cavity. Clinical anatomy: paralysis of the serratus anterior causes winging of the scapula. Serratus anterior is attached to the costal aspect, medial border from superior angle to inferior angle. So any injury to the serratus anterior causes winging of scapula where the medial border of the bone becomes unduly prominent and the arm cannot be abducted beyond 90 degree. Thank you.